Welcome. We're on the red couch with Dr. Izzeldin Abuelaish, often referred to as the Gaza Doctor in foreign media. He captured the hearts and headlines around the world in the aftermath of horrific tragedy. On January 16, 2009, Israeli shells hit his home in the Gaza Strip, killing 3 of his daughters and a niece. Dr. Abuelaish is a Palestinian medical doctor and infertility specialist who has dedicated his life to peace in the conflict between Israel and Palestine. An internationally recognized human rights activist, he has won numerous humanitarian awards around the world, including being nominated 3 years in a row for the Nobel Peace Prize. He's the best-selling author of the book, I Shall Not Hate, which has been translated into 23 languages. His deepest hope is that his daughters will be the last sacrifice on the road to peace between Palestinians and Israelis. Dr. Abuelaish, I am honored to have you on the red couch.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure.
So you grew up in Jabalia refugee camps. And what was that like?
Jabalia refugee camp, when you want to understand it, the meaning of refuge. Refuge, you lost everything. You are in need of everything in life. As a child, in the Jabalia refugee camp where I was born, lived and raised and lived most of my life, I never tasted or experienced my childhood. You feel the misery of life, the injustice, the abject poverty, the suffering of the people there. In spite of that, the determination of the people, the realization that this suffering in Jabalia refugee camp, as other parts of the world, it's man-made. And that's what I urge the people to look around. Not to blame other people who are suffering, but to ask why are they suffering. I urge them to ask not once, 5, 6 times why. As a medical doctor, we need to reach and to have the right diagnosis. And in order to have the right diagnosis, we ask our patients to take their history. Because the right diagnosis will help us to set up the right treatment. So my suffering as others, it's man-made. It's not from God. Every bad thing in this world, mostly, it's man-made. And I see it, this is the hope. It's man-made. What makes the evil to flourish in this world is good people to do nothing, to watch it without acting. But the people who are suffering, they are determined to get rid of it. And our parents realized there is only one way to get rid of the misery. And the biggest weapon is education.
Yeah, your mom said that, right?
Education, to be educated, because there is difference between the one who knows and the one who doesn't. Education is the light, is the engine which helps us to move forward and to get rid of this misery. So as a child, I said, I will never accept this life. I want to get rid of this misery. So I dreamed. I say every big dream starts with the dreamer.
Right.
In life, someone can oppress, can occupy, can kill, can imprison, can do every bad thing to others. But no one on earth can prevent anyone from dreaming. I encourage the students to dream big. Life taught me dreams are close to reality. But with what? With confidence, determination, and hard work. Everything in life is possible. I dreamed as a child I want to be a medical doctor in order to get rid of the misery of life and to help my family and to get a better job. And with the role of doctors I have seen, and later on, with my profession as a medical doctor, it strengthened my faith in this profession, that doctors are messengers of peace and humanity. And health can be an engine, and is an engine for the journey to human peace, not the political one. Health is valued by everyone and is needed by everyone, and the one who is not healthy is not in peace. Also, health is not limited to one individual. My health is linked to your health, is linked to others' health, the health of all community as one.
So who were the people, I know your parents were incredible influences, who were the people that influenced you positively?
Mostly, of course, my parents, in particular, my mother, my father, and my teachers. My teachers who realized, what can I do? Who supported me, and they taught me as a child to teach children, not to teach me math or science, to realize my potential and to get it out. And that's what is the message of education, is not only just to teach math, science that has a social impact on the people, not to lose confidence, to support me, Izzeldin, you have the knowledge, you have the potential to succeed. So they motivated me, they encouraged me to keep at the school, in spite of the misery and the challenges I was facing in life. Sometimes I feel I want to drop out of the school because I was fighting to survive. We need to survive. And you can leave the school in order to find any kind of work to earn little money to support your family. So the teachers, they believed in me. I am in debt to my teachers, to my mother, to my parents, to the people who supported. That's why the role of teacher is vital. It can be constructive and it can destroy.
Right.
The teachers are messengers also.
So after the horrific tragedy that happened, you made a decision to use your life, really, and you had already been using your life for peace, but it was an incredible decision, and your attitude is so honorable and admirable. How did you get to that place?
I got to that place, the whole of my life, as I said, was a war.
Yeah.
I was fighting. And it is not the first tragedy I experienced in my life. And in anyone, we need to look around and to see what is happening in this world. Life is not going as a plateau.
Right.
Ups and downs. But we need to learn how can we challenge ourselves in order to challenge life challenges.
Right.
But most of the time, the people, they try to challenge each other, not to look inside. What can I do to challenge even any challenge I face in my life? So I was immunized. And that's what helped me. My life experience strengthened my immunization to face any more challenge. It's not the first a challenge I will face and then I will collapse. So I faced it and I believed in it, and for 3 weeks during that war and even before, because within 4 months the most difficult time was in my life. When 16th of September 2008 is the day when I lost my wife of acute leukemia. It was sudden. I never thought of it, as if she was kidnapped from among us within a second. In 2 weeks, she passed away. And I felt it's the end of the world. But my children, whom I believe in, and I learned a lot from them. And this is another message we need as parents, to listen to our children, not to underestimate them. They are wise. And some people, they think, they don't see, they see everything. They hear, they watch it, they feel it. I say children know what is happening in closed rooms. So we need to listen to them and to get their advice and their support. My daughters were behind my support, where they said, count on God and our support to continue my work at the Israeli hospitals. So I went there. But as I said, life is full of surprises. Then 16th of January 2009, just 4 months later, is the day when the Israeli tank to bomb my daughter's room, killing 3 daughters and 1 niece. They were girls. And when I'm talking, I see them now. It's with me. I see these girls, how they were killed, what did they do, How did they live their life, their plans, their dreams, their hopes for this world? Bisan, who was 20, Mayar, who was 15, Aya, who was 14, Noor, my niece, who was 17. Bisan, if I have 100 of Bisan, I will thank God for everything, because she was my daughter, my friend, my advisor, my teacher. I learned from her. She was supposed to get her BA a few months later. And I learned from her at that time, at the age of 14, when I sent to peace camps. She came back to say, I found how similar are we as people, Muslims, Jewish, Christians, Druze people. Our children, they found out how similar are we. But we as parents, as adults, and mostly politicians, they insert the divide between people. We need to listen to our children. At that time when we meet violence with violence, it's not going to work. We can't face disease with another disease. We can't face darkness with darkness, ignorance with ignorance. She said to meet violence with violence doesn't solve any problem. There are alternatives. That's Bisan. Mayar, who was 15, who was #1 in math in Palestine. When I go to her class to visit, her friends, they say, when we have a math problem and we can't solve, we look at Mayar's desk. If she was here, she is for it.
Yeah.
Who planned and dreamed to be a medical doctor, to follow my path. The human one. Aya, who was 14, the beautiful, blonde, bright girl who planned to be a journalist or a lawyer. To use the word and to be a strong advocate of the voiceless, of the needy people in this world. My niece Noor, who planned to be a teacher, she came for her fate, just as if she decided, I have to die with my cousins. She was away from us for 3 weeks, and she came the last 2 days, because she said for 3 weeks, Palestinians in the Gaza Strip were killed, and the world is watching, as we watch it these days, in many parts of the world. To see the people killed in Syria, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in many parts, even with violence within the states. I saw it in Sandy, when the school, the girls were killed. And to think of these people as numbers, to say 26, they are not numbers. These girls who were killed in any part, they have names, they have faces, they have plans, they have dreams, they have parents, they have families, they have hopes. We need to humanize and to give them the human face. It's shame to think of a human being who is the most holy and the precious thing in the universe, the most precious creature created by God. And we need to value that. Once we started to value human life and to value human being relative to their background, no difference between the human life and one's life as American, as Palestinian, as Israelis, as Afghani, as British, as French, all of us are equal and similar. The dissimilarities are created later by people themselves. So for 3 weeks, Palestinians were just numbers, figures, and statistics. I said, I will never accept my daughters to be just statistics. That's why from that moment, when I saw them, and for 3 weeks, I was expecting the worst to happen. Who is going to be killed from among us? Bombing, shelling, killing from everywhere. We don't sleep by night. Just the symphony of firing and shooting, the house to shake, while we are at house. So everything, as I believe, everything, of course, it's from God. But we as a human, what can we do to prevent it?
And what can we do to shift from, you've talked about the difference between anger and hate. How can we get from anger, which could be healthy and motivating, how can we not get from how can we not move from anger to hatred?
Of course, anger is acute. It's an incident that comes and leaves. And sometimes there are two types of anger. The acute anger, where I see something or I react in angry way, where I lose control. Mm-hmm. And don't do my calculations to be unconscious of what am I talking about. This kind of anger, we should avoid it. And which we should challenge ourselves, strengthen ourselves to know when we are angry, what can I do to stop it? Because I know by the end of the day, I will commit mistakes. We don't want the anger that leads us to commit and to make mistakes, then to start to regret about what did we do. Mm-hmm. We need to feel angry in a positive way. When I see something wrong, what can I do to change it? Right. To energize me? I don't accept it. I don't accept the situation. I don't want to see anything happening in this world, to see injustice prevails. Suffering of the people. When I move in any street or even at the school to see any student who is doing something wrong, what can I do to take responsibility, to speak with this student? It's not good. This is our house. What can we do to make it a beautiful one? Mm-hmm. That's the anger which energizes, which leads to a positive action. But hatred is a chronic, self-destructive. To whom? To the one who carries it. It's carcinogenic. It's a fire which wastes and eats the one who carries it. It doesn't go beyond the one who carries it. It goes beyond the one who carries it to whom? To the beloved ones. It's contagious to the beloved ones, mm-hmm. not to the ones who did harm to you. Mm-hmm. Because the ones who did harm to you are far away from you. They don't think of you. So instead of that, as we want to be healthy, we want to be strong, physically, mentally, spiritually, don't allow the hatred to approach you. Build a shield around it. Let this poison to be away from you. Instead of that, the wound is deep, and there be a scar, and pain is there. How to energize you, the perpetrator who did harm to you, because hatred is a result. A result of what? Of exposure to something harmful, painful, intimidation, violation of the dignity of someone. Mm-hmm. It's not just like by a word to say to someone. Even some words can trigger this hatred when you intimidate someone else. So I say hatred is a product of exposure. It's a result. Right. It's an outcome. And don't blame, and even as violence, as disease, they are a result of exposure. The disease is a result of exposure to a pathological, harmful agent, whether physical, microbial, chemical, psychological. It's a result. And violence is the same. So we don't come to someone who is violent to say, you are violent, you are a bad person. This is not right. We need to find out what led this student to be violent. There are causes. This is a student who is not doing well at the school. I don't believe there is bad students. There are bad systems, mm-hmm. bad diagnoses, right. and wrong diagnoses. When we have the right diagnosis, every student can be a good student and can succeed. And so we need to have a functioning system to help us to have a right diagnosis. And that's the case for hatred. It's a disease, self-destructive, a chronic disease to the one who carries it. So the first step, we need to avoid being sick with it. Instead of that, to be energized. What can I do? To challenge the perpetrator, not with the same means
Right.
he used.
Yeah.
He used bad means, destructive means. I have stronger means. Here is education. To be educated, to succeed. You tried to intimidate me, to destroy me. You will never succeed. I will keep moving forward. I am focused. I will achieve my goal to go to university, and later on we will see who is going to smile. The result of any game is not judged from the first minute.
Right.
In soccer, if any team to score a goal, it doesn't guarantee that this team will win the game.
Right.
We have 89 more minutes. Let us wait. And even the first team, which scored first, the second team, it may energize that team to work hard and to score once, twice, and 3 goals. So the result we need to wait. And at the end, to move forward in order to succeed. The antidote of hatred and revenge is education and success.
So you created this incredible program and foundation called Daughters for Life. Tell me what you're doing and what's going to be happening in the fall.
Daughters for Life Foundation was established in memory of my daughters. Because the people, and even some friends, they said to me, Izzeldin, the people, they forget. Said, if the people even they forget, but I will never forget my daughters. They are part of me. They are living with me. They are moving with me. I talk to them. I see them. While I am talking, I see them. They are living with us. So I said, I will do something that keeps them alive. Because my faith taught me if someone is dead, he or she are disconnected from life apart from 3 things. A knowledge or education to be used after they leave this world. And I learned from them many things that I use and to spread it. Number 2, a charity in their names to send them good deeds. So I said I have to establish Daughters for Life Foundation in their memory to keep them alive. And the 3rd, to send them prayers and the blessings. And I send them on daily basis. And the people who know the story, they send them prayers and the blessings to keep them alive. And also because in my life, I am in debt to my mother, my wife, and my daughters. Without their support, I will never achieve what did I achieve. And life taught me that nothing is impossible in life. Nothing. Everything I planned in life, I succeeded to achieve. It takes time. But I reach there because I am alone, fighting for it as if I was scratching in rocks. I wasn't born with a golden spoon, but I was born with the precious determination, with confidence in myself. Say, if others did it, why not me? I can do it. I will try. I can't say no till I try. From Jabalia camp to Cairo University to have my MD, to London University, to be the first Palestinian to practice medicine in an Israeli hospital, again to London University, to Italy, to Belgium, to Harvard University, to prove to me we can make it. Why not? Anyone can do it. The only impossible thing I believe in is to return my daughters back. But I can keep them alive in the minds, in the hearts, in the souls of the people. And I believe in the role of girls and women. Education of girls and women is the key indicator of development of our world. It's not the economic status or GDP. It's the role of girls and women in any country. How many women are sitting on the table in the parliament, in the Congress, in the Senates. Women are half of the sky. Even they influence more. All of the time we hear it. Behind a successful man, there is a woman. Why behind? Why not to be side by side? We need to fix this imbalance, this disturbance in the relationship. We are created from Adam and Eve, one to one. For what? To build, construct, and we have been nations and the tribes in order to know each other and support each other. So that's what is needed. The women, they don't need to be empowered because they have the power. The same power as a man. Not because of the gender, she is a woman, this means she has less power. No, because she has less power because I took as a man her power. I deprived her of the power. But she has that power. I denied her power. She has the potential. She has the rights to practice her life, her potential, her role from the first moment she was born, as I was. So that's why this Daughters for Life Foundation for education of girls and women from the Middle East. Girls who are succeeding from hardship. Because I succeeded in my life, but I will never forget from where did I come.
Yeah.
That there are millions of children, girls, boys in this world who are still stuck there, waiting for those who succeeded to give them hand. And that's a part of our mission in life. That's the happiness we lost in this world. We need to give back. Happiness is not with how much do I have. It's not measured with how much do I have. Happiness is measured by how much do I share, how much do I give. It's a reward from others. What do I have gives me joy, but doesn't give me happiness. And that's what is needed. We need to give, to share, to spread, to be a strong advocate of the human needs. It's for girls who are succeeding from hardship, who are deprived just because of poverty and need from achieving their goals and the dreams. That's why Daughters for Life is there to support these girls from Palestine, from Israel, from Jordan, from Syria, from Lebanon and Egypt. No difference. And we don't select according to ethnic background. No difference between Muslims, Jewish, Christian, Druze, any girl. It's not the geography. Right. It's the humanity and the potential of the girl. And this year, we will have 10 girls from 4 countries coming to Sarasota, as we have to other countries. We have in Bangladesh at the Asian University for Women. We have scholars who started last year. We have in Canada. We have in UK. And many other universities are coming. By September 2014, we will expect to have about 40 scholars. And within the last 3 years, we gave 140 awards to girls studying in their countries, from Palestine, from Israel, from Jordan, and Lebanon. That's the message to tell others from this tragedy, and that life is what we make it. Always has been, always will be. Our life is doughy. We shape it the way we want. I don't allow others to shape it for me. I shape it for myself. And that's the message from this tragedy. From every bad thing, there is something good. From this tragedy, Daughters for Life came out to help girls and to support education of girls and women, not to be stranded and stagnant in darkness and grief and anger and hatred. And that's the success, and that's the message to the world.
I wish Daughters for Life so much success. I can't wait to meet the girls that are coming here and have them on the show and interview them and talk to them about their experiences and the success of the vision that you've created for them.
Thank you. I look forward for that moment because these are our daughters.
Yeah.
And we would love people to come to support this initiative because one can do everything, but each of us can do something. Whatever the part we can do, it makes a difference. You see it here. This meeting, it's not one who started. It's the efforts of a teamwork.
Right.
So it urges all of us not to underestimate any small action we are doing. Everything starts small, then becomes big. Everything starts in one place and goes in different directions. You see this interview, how many people came together, but it started by one and then succeeded to bring, and I am sure from this place, small a place, it will spread to many other places. And that's the hope, and that's what I believe in. We need to have hope because hope is life. And to have faith in our hope and faith in ourselves and to have confidence. But at the same time, faith and hope, they need to be translated into action.
Thank you so much for doing that. Thank you for being such an incredibly inspiring person. I am thrilled and honored to have had you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us
On the Red Couch.